Welcome back to Quiggler and another tutorial. And in this one, we're going to show you very quickly how to invite your clients or your prospects to join you on Quiggler. Now, we emphasize clients or prospects. Remember, we're trying to solve this problem, which is that 67.5% of consumers say they don't trust us, and 72% of those under 44 say they don't trust us. And we're doing it with our formula. And that formula is pretty straightforward. It simply means that you provide clients with process know-how, transparency, client updates, and accountability, all of which lead to trust. And trust generates more business for life than anything that has ever been invented before. Now, if you are somebody who already feels you have your client's trust, great, you're ahead of the game. What you're now going to be able to do is provide them a tool to demonstrate that trust over. You're going to be able to have them feel that, wow, I was right about you. We've always been right because look at this transparency and know-how. Look at the updates that they're giving me. Look at this accountability. It's everything that somebody who trusts you would expect from you. And now you're going to have Quiggler here to help demonstrate it and automate it for you. So if you've already got that trust, fabulous. If you don't have that trust, if they're a prospect, they're a cold lead, there's somebody you're trying to convert, maybe it's even a referral, but you don't know them and they don't know you, this is the formula you want. So you want to be able to invite people in to join you on Quiggler. So let's begin. And you go to your transaction dashboard page. You have been here because we've taught you how to do a test drive and how to do a new transaction. And you click in the upper right on New Transaction. To invite your clients, you would answer Shared with the client. That's how you're going to invite them in. So you just click that tab. Then you start doing what you already know how to do, which is to tell us the type of transaction. And I'm going to choose a buyer for this one. Haven't done that before. And then you put your client's info in. Now this, we urge you to fill it out for them so that when they come into their account, they find it all done. It's part of your service package. Then you tell us the property, whether it's a single family, condo, co-op. And in this case, I'm going to also choose a city. I'll choose New York City. And as we know, cities are often broken down into smaller portions. So I'm going to choose some of the boroughs. And in this case, I chose Brooklyn and Manhattan. And again, please notice that the city line is now vacant. And that means that if somebody wanted to add Staten Island or Queens, they can do that. So it always drops to the bottom for the area that the consumer is looking in. And then, in this case, because it's New York City, where there is both a realtor board and the real estate board of New York, you need to tell us which one because you're going to get a different set of code of ethics. In this case, I'm just going to use the realtor board because the realtors are in Queens and in Bronx and in Brooklyn and in Staten Island. And then you click Finish. Now, after you have finished, your consumer is going to get this notification that serves as like a mini advertisement for you. It basically says that you have invited them to join you in a transaction on Quiggler. And then it goes on to praise you and say that you're going to provide them transaction transparency, constant communication, and unprecedented accountability. And then it makes it very clear what they should do. They need to accept the invitation, and then they need to go and just fill out first name, last name, email, and create a password for themselves to access the account that you just set up for them. Then in addition, we teach them about how to get their notifications, how they can get this communication that you're going to provide. And that is through their notification bell, which they just click. And we'll show you in the next tutorial what happens, the magic that happens when they click that. Now what happens for you is that on your transaction dashboard page, you now have added this transaction. And notice it says invitation pending, and that means that as soon as the client accepts your invitation, that will switch to their name, and then you will have the steps and actions on the right. Now, next, the all-important how Quiggler does your client updates for you, and you do not want to miss this. This is the revolution that Quigler is providing you. Remember, 93% of consumers want responsive communication, and yet less than 1% of agents do update letters. Quigler is going to do yours for you. Now, if you need help, remember you can always go to the Get Help tab, drop down, and there are 3, 4, 5 ways for you to get help from us, and we're always here to help you get started.